Welcome to the Great Detectives of Old Time Radio. From Boise, Idaho, this is your host, Adam Graham. In a moment, we are going to bring you this week's Charlie Chan serial. But if you are enjoying this podcast, please follow us using your favorite podcast software. And I want to encourage you to check out our other podcast. And I'm highlighting the amazing world of radio at amazing.greatdetectives.net, where we are currently playing our Summer of Robert Louis Stevenson, which is quickly nearing its conclusion. We've had a great season, and you can go and catch up on all of the great Robert Louis Stevenson action in stories like Kidnap, Treasure Island, and The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, as well as lesser known or lesser remembered stories these days, such as Treasure of the Franchard and The Bottle Imp. Check that out at amazing.greatdetectives.net or wherever you get your podcasts from. Now, one quick note on Charlie Chan. I did actually find a document which kind of corrects some of the things I thought about the series. Now, the announcer from the series, I said, was Don Wilson, known for the Jack Benny Show, but it was actually J. Donald Wilson. He started going by the J. Donald as Don Wilson became famous, not to be confused with him. And that makes sense because the voices were different. I thought he just may have been speaking somewhat differently for a mystery program, but it was an entirely different person, J. Donald Wilson. And I also found out that this was a 78 episode series, and each station was required to sign up for at least 39 episodes. Now, I'm not certain whether the Landini murder mystery was a required serial or if stations could choose, okay, I want the bunch of serialized stories, but I don't want the 39 episode series. That's just one story. And I think both types of serials would serve different audiences, so it makes sense to have that choice. At any rate, we are heading back to 1936. Killer has false beard and meeting Gerald Willoughby's plane.
The most delightfully fascinating character in the realms of mystery, Earl Durbigger's Charlie Chan. Colonel Willoughby, visiting Mr. Blake's home in San Francisco, is murdered in the darkened hallway of the house. Charlie Chan and Inspector Duff, also guests at the house, are convinced that none of the other guests could have committed the murder, and so suspicion falls upon Simmons, the butler, who is evasive as to his actions the night of the murder. Inspector Chan, however, is building a case upon the supposition that the Colonel's death has some connection with his search for his son, and the finding of a newspaper clipping showing that Simmons had served in the murdered man's regiment lends color to the theory. Simmons is about to disclose facts which will lead them to the murderer when the doorbell rings. He answers the door, but does not return. And when Inspector Chan and the others go to the front door, they find the butler breathing his last. The Honolulu detective bends over the body as the others crowd about him in the open doorway.
You're sure he's dead, Mr. Chan?
No question. Shot right under heart. Gun was held close to body.
But we didn't hear a sound.
Murderer probably used gun fitted with silencing device. Sergeant, you are only one in official capacity here. Shall we leave him here or move him inside?
Let's move him inside. Or better still, you move him inside. I'm going down the street.
No, Sergeant, you are not. Murderer is either far away by now or else...
Or else?
He is hiding in some corner, awaiting some such move as that which you contemplate.
Well, I'm not afraid of him.
No, Sergeant, but police force can ill afford to lose men in such manner. Your services will be more valuable in tracking down criminal than in falling as third victim to his lust to kill.
Well, just the same, this gets me mad.
Quite so, Sergeant. But getting mad, as you call it, only dulls the ability to think. What is it, Doc?
I saw somebody move across the street. Oh, no, sorry, it's only a dog.
Prophetic saying. That is what murderer is. A mad dog. Come. Let us lift Simmons into house.
I'll take his feet. You handle his head, Duff.
This way, Sergeant. Where is Sir Reginald?
Calling for a doctor, trying to get the district attorney on the phone.
I'll get the door. Let's take him to the library.
All right, just a second till I get a better grip. Although, poor devil, we can't hurt him now.
Get the district attorney, Sir Reginald? Yes, he's coming over at once with the police surgeon.
Oh, what happened? I heard voices. Oh, Simmons. Is he badly hurt?
So sorry, Miss Evelyn. He is dead.
Oh, poor Simmons. Killed because he knew too much. Because he could lead us to the murderer.
Precisely, Miss Evelyn. We put him down here on couch. There. That is it, yes. You will excuse me, I know, but I suggest that you return to your own room, Miss Evelyn.
I shan't break down. If there's anything I can do...
Nothing now. Thank you.
Come along, Miss Mitchell. You run along to your own room like a good little girl.
All right.
This is a job for men who are used to it.
Sergeant, where is that magnifying glass you were using?
I've got it right here in my pocket. Here it is. What's on your mind, Inspector?
I will show you. Have you also tweezers?
Yes, here you are.
What is it, Charlie?
Observe, if you please, position of right hand. Hold it steady, Sergeant. Yes, that's it. Yes, it is. The man who killed Simmons is man with beard. You note short black hairs caught in Simmons' fingernails?
By Jove, you're right, Charlie.
It's a mortal certainty that you are, Inspector.
The killer, whoever he is, certainly is a cold, calculating brute. How could he dare to take a chance like this, with us in the house?
Killer must have been hiding outside house. He saw a messenger arrive with telegram, saw Simmons answer the door, then he rang doorbell. Simmons answered second time, saw no one there, stepped outside, and murderer quickly placed gun against his heart and pressed trigger.
Then Simmons, more or less involuntarily, struck out and caught the man's beard with his fingernail.
Probably so.
Well, we know the murderer's approximate weight. We have a pretty good idea of his height. We know he wears a beard.
Perhaps, Sergeant, perhaps.
What do you mean, Inspector?
Oh, well, here's Holbrook. Come right in, Holbrook, into the library.
Come along, Doctor. You sure he's dead, Blake?
No question about it. In here, Doctor.
This is Dr. Guthrie.
Hello,
Inspector
Doctor.
Chan, Honolulu Police.
How do you do?
Inspector Duff, Scotland Yard.
How do you do?
O'Brien, you know, and of course, Mr. Blake.
How do you do, Mr. Blake? Must have died within a few minutes. Did he speak?
Yes, but not enough to give us any help. He muttered something about record.
I've been wondering about that myself. What on earth could he mean by that?
Possibly records in connection with trial of young Willoughby.
But there weren't any. I thought of that, too.
Quite possibly there's no connection between his dying words and your case at all. Men in their last few moments will say things that have no meaning. They just talk, but what they say means nothing.
At least we know that the killer wears a beard, or does he? Inspector Chan was going to say something when Mr. Holbrook entered.
Look here, Doctor. Examine dead man's fingernails with this magnifying glass. Tell us, what do you find?
Yes, it's from a beard.
But on the underside of the nails themselves. Here are tweezers.
Dried flakes of spirit gum.
Spirit gum?
So, that was what you were after trying to say, Mr. Chan. He wore a false beard.
That is reasonable supposition in view of findings, is it not, Doctor?
I believe that is justified, Mr. Chan.
You have plaster cast of footprint made in soft earth night of Colonel's murder, Sergeant?
Sure thing, Mr. Chan. I've got a cast of a shoe exactly like the one the murderer wore, right here in the hallway.
Splendid. We shall compare it with prints outside. although I am certain they will agree. But we shall check, sure. Same time as we look for further clues, which, to this point, we have neglected to do.
Going outside?
Yes, Sir Reginald. We continue search for clues.
Right. I suppose we should have done that before.
Miss Evelyn is resting.
Yes, I tried to talk to her, get her settled down. She's hardly accustomed to this sort of thing.
Of course not. We, who are connected with police, are prone to forget that murder is always severe shock to persons not accustomed to dealing with it every day.
Here is the cast, Inspector.
Splendid, Sergeant. Thank you so much.
There's where he stood, all right. Half a dozen footprints. The cast fits snug like into the footprint.
Now search so carefully. For cigarette stub, perhaps? Ejected cartridge, maybe?
Here's the cartridge. A 38.
American manufacture?
Yes. Still thinking of the other? You're on the wrong track there, Charlie.
What is that by your feet, Sergeant?
Just a piece of pasteboard. A ticket receipt.
Quickly, Sergeant. Let me have it.
What, Chan?
Smell it, Sir Reginald. But keep opinion to self while we make test.
Righto.
You, Mr. Blake?
Well, I'm not very keen on sense of smell.
You, Sergeant? What do you say?
Yes, sir, Mr. Chan. I get you. You're right. It smells of oil and fouling.
Are we agreed?
That's my guess.
Then murderer pulled this ticket receipt out of his pocket when he drew gun to commit murder. Look at date. Same day, is it not, when you, Duff, left Chicago?
Yes, Charlie.
You see how case now fits together. I said in the beginning that murderer knew, when Colonel sent for you and Sir Reginald, that Colonel had made discovery regarding whereabouts of son. The murderer, Duff, traveled on same train as you from Chicago, stayed at same hotel as you did. That is how he was able to steal note which you wrote to Sir Reginald. Note which he afterwards used to lure Colonel to his death.
I said then, Charlie, that you built a strong case. Now I'm certain of it.
He may still be staying at the hotel.
Perhaps, but I do not think so. He is too smart, our murderer, to remain long in one place.
However, if he has stayed on at the hotel, he'll move when he discovers that he's lost this ticket.
In which case our search will be over. But come, we have plans to lay, a campaign to map. Mr. Holbrook, can we have all possible resources of your department to assist?
Certainly.
Listen carefully, Sergeant.
I'm all ears, and that I am.
You must check all taxicabs to find out which carried man wearing beard to hotel, at which Inspector Duff and Sir Reginald are stopping.
What if the man wears a false beard?
Quite, Sergeant. So you must, in addition, check all passengers off train to said hotel. You must then check all who have moved to different hotels in meantime.
I'm on. I look after that part of the job myself.
You must then check manufacturers of shoes to find make of last which corresponds to plaster cast you have made a footprint.
Sure. What a dumbbell I am not to have thought of it myself.
Not at all, Sergeant. I only thought of it this moment. Yet, it was obvious thing to do. Truly is it said that he who runs cannot at same time read signposts.
And better check all the places that sell wigs, false beards, theatrical makeup. Yes, better check them, although the man may have bought his false beard in Chicago.
I'll have them checked anyways, Mr. Duff.
Now, gentlemen, who will accompany me to airport?
Accompany you to the airport?
What on earth for?
I wish to satisfy myself that it is Mr. Gerald Willoughby and no one else who gets off plane from Chicago.
Charlie Chan and O'Brien arrive at the landing field, where they await the arrival of Inspector Duff.
What do you really expect to find by meeting the plane, Inspector Chan? I haven't had time to be in on all of your planning.
Arrival of plane will determine one thing, Sergeant. That one thing is whether or not Mr. Gerald Willoughby is aboard. Before, I have remarked that journey of 1,000 miles is made a step at a time, and more difficult the journey, the shorter the step.
Meaning, I suppose, that the harder the case is, the steps taken to solve it should be slow but certain.
Correct, Sergeant. You see, both Sir Reginald and Duff think that I am foolish to even for one brief moment suspect Gerald. But they are wrong, Sergeant. If, to quote example, I do not satisfy myself that it is Gerald who arrives upon plane from Chicago, then at some future date When this unsolved case comes to memory, I should always feel that in the one avenue of search which we had not explored, we had lost the solution.
Well, now, Mr. Chan, just supposing that the old man's nephew is aboard the plane, what theory are you going to start on next?
The answer to that, Sergeant, is very simple. If this theory fails at crucial tests, I do not know. Here is Doc.
Cheerio there, Charlie. I see I did arrive in time. Blake drove us down to the jail to have a few words with our prisoner. I left Miss Mitchell, Blake, and Sir Reginald there and came on to the airport by taxi.
Did young Willoughby say anything?
Yes, Sergeant, he did. He told us why he'd never revealed that he was Colonel Willoughby's son. In fact, he admitted that he had been angry at his father for believing he was guilty to begin with, and that he was just not going to let anyone know that he was even alive.
You pointed out to him, Duff, that with the murder of Simmons, it would be impossible to keep his identity and the story of his disappearance during the war a secret any longer?
Oh, yes, he realizes that now.
Here comes the plane. We'd better stand where we can get a full view of everybody getting off.
Quite a few passengers alighting.
Yes. Oh, and there's Gerald.
The heavily built gentleman in the tweed overcoat.
Yes, come on, we'll go over. Cheerio there, Gerald.
Well, by Jove, just up. I didn't expect to see you at the airport.
Well, I know you didn't. Gerald, this is Inspector Chan of the Honolulu Police, and this is Sergeant O'Brien, one of San Francisco's finest.
Oh, very glad to meet you both, I'm sure. Now, tell me, has any progress been made in the solving of my uncle's murder?
Nothing, I'm sorry to say, Mr. Willoughby. We are facing blank wall which stretches in every direction as far as eye can see.
Well, here's a taxi. Got any luggage, Gerald?
Yes, one suitcase and a briefcase.
I'll take care of them. Jump in.
Mr. Blake's Russian Hill driver. You know the place.
Yes, sir.
Now, Gerald, the only thing we've found out is that your cousin is still alive.
My cousin? What are you talking about?
Douglas is alive.
Douglas? But why? Impossible.
Afraid not impossible, Mr. Willoughby. It is fact which cannot be denied.
But can you be certain that it isn't some impostor?
What do you mean, Mr. Willoughby?
Well, several people in all odd corners of the world knew that my uncle was always searching for his son. My uncle always believed that his son was still alive. But don't you think it possible that one of them might be trying to get some money for himself by impersonating Douglas?
It's a perfectly good theory, Gerald, but not only did Chan surmise that the man we found was young Douglas, but, well, Simmons, your uncle's old sergeant major, was the one who invited him to Blake's house.
Simmons? Oh, yes, I remember. Old Tubby Simmons. And Tubby Simmons identified this fellow as my cousin?
Sure, and he did. But Simmons is dead now, too.
Well, what happened to Simmons?
Murdered. Just the same as your uncle. And by the same man. At least, that's Inspector Chan's theory. I can't think of a better one.
But what reason could anyone have for murdering my uncle to begin with? And why Simmons? Why, yes, I'd actually forgotten Simmons' existence.
We were hoping to get an answer from you on that point, Mr. Willoughby. Have you no possible suggestion to give us as to who might wish to kill your uncle?
Not a glimmer of an idea. When I received word that the old gentleman had been killed, murdered, I couldn't grasp it. It didn't seem possible. He hadn't an enemy in the world.
But he might have made one in his insistent search for his son.
Who? Uncle's search for Douglas was harmless enough. Naturally we felt sorry for Uncle, his only son, charged with cowardice, then his suicide. There was nothing in that to make anyone want to kill my uncle.
We shall not attempt to pursue that course further. You must be tired from your trip. We will leave questioning until we reach Mr. Blake's home. If you'll be so kind, think of anything which has occurred in past years which might lead us to one small vestige of clue.
Here we are.
I'll pay the taxi. This goes on the expense sheet.
Oh, come now, Sergeant.
That's all right, sir.
Our host, Mr. Blake. Sir Reginald and Miss Evelyn returned yet?
Yes, both in the library. Going over the notes on the case.
Oh, hello, Gerald.
Hello, Reggie.
I'm awfully glad to see you, old man.
Yes, too
Sorry
bad.
about this.
I hadn't heard any particulars. Just what Duff and Inspector Chan told me on the way over. Where did it happen?
Right here, sir, at the bottom of the stairs. The murderer must have slipped into the hallway and killed your uncle. Slipped out of the house, all within 3 minutes.
After all the traveling my uncle did, all his adventurous life, to come here to deliver a lecture and...
But you must not dwell upon that thought.
But it seems so senseless, I can't help but think of it. The old gentleman, full of life, still fired with the search for Douglas, coming face to face with his murderer in this hallway.
Please, Mr. Gerald. Better, I think, that we all retire to library.
I have some sherry for you. It's a bit cold outside.
Can't think of anything better. Ah, Miss Evelyn, this is Gerald, the Colonel's nephew.
Oh, how do you do, Miss Evelyn?
Miss Mitchell was your uncle's secretary.
Yes, of course. I've corresponded with her, although we haven't met.
I'm very glad indeed to meet you. Mr. Chan, I have all those notes transcribed for you if you...
Yes, Miss Evelyn. We shall go to work on them now. You will pardon us, I know, but Miss Evelyn and Sergeant O'Brien have some work to do with me.
Oh, certainly, old chap.
Dinner will be in about 45 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Blake.
Anything I can do to help, Chan, just call me.
Certainly.
Well, Inspector?
Find in your tone of voice echo in my own mind, Sergeant. We seem, after considerable thought and effort, to have arrived nowhere.
I was watching you. It was a bit of a shock to see Mr. Gerald getting off that plane. It put the case on the white open list again.
You feel that all your efforts have been in vain? All your deductions were wrong?
All our deductions wrong? No. Sergeant, I have been blind, stupid. I deserve metaphorical dunce cap, placed on head and pressed well down over ears.
What are you talking about?
Door is closed, yes. There is no use appealing to Duff or Sir Reginald for help in this. They will find it hard to believe when we prove it. Miss Evelyn's remark, all our deductions wrong, gave me courage. Were our deductions about young man found robbing Colonel's room wrong? No. We said he was Colonel's son. We were right.
And you maintained that Simmons had seen service with the Colonel. That was also right.
Precisely, Miss Evelyn. We also believed that without proper protection, Simmons' life was in danger. Despite our beliefs and our care, the murderer struck the second time, and Simmons' life was forfeit.
I begin to see what you're getting at. All the deductions to date have been right, and there's no reason now to be thinking anything different.
But Mr. Gerald, you suspect him, and he's been on the plane from Chicago.
So we think. Logical course of thinking and drawing conclusions brings us to Mr. Gerald Willoughby as killer. Very well. We must prove it. Can I rely upon your assistance?
Certainly, Mr. Chan.
Well, I hate to make any blunders.
Do not fear, Sergeant. We shall not blunder. Gerald is guilty party. Out of his own mouth he condemned himself. We have only to prove it.
What exactly does the inspector mean? What did Gerald say that condemned him? After you've heard from your sponsor, Inspector Chan will be with us again. Chan. What have you for us this evening?
I have been thinking of statement made by murderer, which, while not proof of guilt in court, is proof to me.
Yes, Mr. Chan?
It is more easy for a man to build in one day a temple than to expiate in one life a lie.
Welcome back. I love how the secretary catastrophizing was able to help Charlie Chan get centered and focused and look at the whole case and the chain of deductions. And I love the setup that they are going to prove Gerald Willoughby guilty. And it sets up a great sense of anticipation for how are they going to do this and what comes next. And I think even Charlie Chan's Chinese proverb at the end of the second episode helped with that. I didn't catch Gerald Willoughby's supposedly fatal lie, so it'll be fascinating to see how Inspector Chan is able to solve this thing. I should note that for years and years, the second half of this episode, where Chan goes down to the airport to meet the plane, was actually the first episode of the story that was available. This and the next 3 chapters have been around and circulating for as long as I've been involved in old-time radio. Now, these chapters were known of. In fact, there were several sets online that claimed that they had the 3 episodes that we heard prior to the episode at the airport. But if you actually download them, you would find out that they just duplicated episodes from the 4. So you would listen to an episode, and then you'd listen to another one, and then as you went through, you'd realize that they put some of these episodes in there multiple times to claim they had all 7. So, not my best experience. So it's nice to listen to this one all the way through and have, even though we don't have all the episodes, to at least have the episodes that are there. And I hope you find this complete enough to be meaningful, even though we don't have the full story, because I'm enjoying it so far. Now it's time to thank our Patreon supporter of the day, and I want to go ahead and thank Donna, Patreon supporter since March 2023, currently supporting the podcast at the Shamus level of $4 or more per month. Thanks so much for your support, Donna, and that will do it for today. If you're enjoying the podcast, please follow us using your favorite podcast software, and if you're enjoying the podcast on YouTube, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and mark the notification bell. All those great things that help YouTube channels to grow. We will be back next Tuesday with another episode of Charlie Chan, but join us back here tomorrow for Broadway's My Beat, where...
Mrs. Clark. It's the police, Ms. Clark. I've got...
Please come in. Excuse the way I look.
Of course. Mrs. Clark,
What do you want me to say to you? Excuse the way I look? Excuse the way the apartment looks? The way my husband looks lying out there in the hall in his undershirt? What else can I say to you? I'm sorry about it.
I've got to ask you some questions.
I know all about that. Here, see? Right here. Detective. Did you ever own a gun? Suspect. No, sir, I did not. Detective. Did you shoot this man? Suspect. No, sir, I did not. Just like in these true-type detective story magazines. I read them all the time. I know all about what you've got to do.
All right, then it'll make it a lot easier.
If you're going to ask me, did I shoot my husband, I'm going to say, no, sir, I did not.
We know you didn't.
Don't be too sure. I was in Lloyd Ramey's apartment when it happened.
Oh? Tell me about it.
I went across the hall to borrow some tea bags from Mr. Ramey because my husband likes tea. I must have stayed more than 10 seconds because my husband got panicky and came after me. He knocked on the door. Mr. Ramey didn't even answer. He pulled out a gun and shot.
How well did you know Ramey?
For tea bags. With my husband, tea bags means I'm not being true blue.
Your husband was wrong, wasn't he?
My husband is dead, I guess.
I hope you'll be with us then. In the meantime, send your comments to box13@greatdetectives.net. Follow us on Twitter at Radio Detectives and check us out on Instagram, instagram.com/greatdetectives. From Boise, Idaho, this is your host, Adam Graham, signing off.